Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. We're laughing for completely unrelated things. Brought about by rating blades. But hi, welcome to another episode. I am, well, wait, it's episode 46? Yes, of Telia Misfits. And also, I'm now at the corner of the screen looking at everyone from a side view angle. In a way, hello. Yes, I think this will be weird enough. We're just trying it for this session. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at stream. But yes,
I just saw that's.
yes. I'm here. I'm here looking at you and judging you from
My
the
journey
side.
to become anime has been delayed for reasons.
Ah, yeah. I will look forward to seeing you being an anime. Since we're talking about it, hi Sev, say hello to the people.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello to the people.
Hello to the people. We're also here joined by let's go with Rating Blades. Hi.
Fun guy. That's a thing, right? I don't read Bleach.
Yes. Sure. We are also with us. We also have the stunning. I didn't give any RB any adjectives. You're both beautiful and amazing. Yes. The stunning Ocean X.
Hello.
Classy. And finally, of the ones that are here, we have the spectacular. Let's go with that. Spyro Proxy.
Howdy.
Yes, very nasally. We also have Sarcastrophe, who is not here yet, but we will begin, and yeah, he'll show up when he shows up, and yeah. So, who wants to do the recap? I forgot to ask before the session. Who volunteers this tribute?
I could probably do it.
There we go. Hi.
I'll
Actually,
rack my brain for
RB, you've been doing it a lot. How about Oshio? You immediately replied when RB said he'd do it, which I assume you were saying, damn, I wanted to do it.
Man, I can't believe I missed that chance to do
Of course.
the recap. But, you know, it's too late now.
You know what? I'll let you do it, Osio.
Okay, you can do it, Oshio. You can do it.
Thank you for this gift.
Yes.
Right, so we left off last time with the captain of our ship, Sire, decapitating one of the Oni on the Onigashima, not Onigashima, sorry, on the... No, it is Onigashima.
Yes, Onigashima, yes.
I was getting Onigashima and Warrior mixed up. On the Onigashima ship that came to greet us on our way to one of the nearby islands. Unfortunately, because one of the members aboard recognized Demir, she was forced to take such drastic actions, and as a result, we quickly spiraled into a conflict with these Oni. There were numerous Oni aboard that ship. Relatively few of ours. Our ship was much smaller, but using our impressive skills, Sire leapt into their ship down below deck, and we could all hear screams. Surely she was concocting some nightmarish encounters below with the Oni. But in the meantime, Callahan summoned a gigantic baseball bat and catching glove to attack the Oni up top, and I enveloped half of their ship within a shroudy darkness, and with the help of all of us, we managed to dispatch of all of the Oni. Unfortunately, or well, fortunately, that was aided by one of my abilities, which put them to sleep. But in doing so, we were forced to, well, they could not be kept alive, regrettably, as we would have nowhere to take them. We were heading to an island. We couldn't afford to bring them with us. They could alert others. There was no information we needed from them, as our target was not only Gashima itself, but a nearby island, and we also could not afford to let Demir's presence as a exile be known. And unfortunately, we were forced to. Well, Sire took their lives, and now we will take whatever we can from their ship and sink it to make sure that our presence was not known.
Indubitably. Yes, well, thank you, Amaris. Wonderfully done. So, as was stated, at the end of last week's session, you were told by Saya to begin looting whatever you can from this Onigashima warship, and take it to her ship, and she will then work on setting the big ship on fire. So, who is... I know Callahan is doing his own thing. You do see him around the bodies that were decapitated, doing his own thing, possibly cleric things. But in the meantime, who else is exploring the battleship and looting what they can?
I am, and then I don't want to just also look for, in addition to just looking for anything that might be valuable, like, like treasure or whatever, I also want to search for if there's any like sort of important documents of some sort, like with different like missives or orders or stuff like that.
Okay. You can roll an investigation. You will focus on that then. So, depending on your roll, we'll see what you get. Anyone else is exploring the ship and trying to find anything valuable?
Yeah, Edward will look through their weapons and armor, see if he can find anything out of the ordinary for a human, anything that stands out, possibly magical, or maybe just, some nice weapon that isn't common for the mainland.
Okay. Roll an investigation as well. Emerus and
I'm going to use my hero point.
Oh, that is early. Whoa. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I used my hero point as well.
Okay.
Okay, that's a little better.
Emerus and Kyoho, what are you two doing in the meantime?
Emrys will also search the ship, I think.
Okay. Roll an investigation then.
Okie dokie.
Kyoho will continue standing off to the side.
Ah, yes, being the broody character.
Yeah.
Standing there, looking cool. Very nice. Very nice.
Standing there brooding.
Ah, yes. Well, it's always nice. Also, hello, Sir Catastrophe. How you doing, buddy? Buddy?
Sorry, I muted myself. To be real quick. Then I started talking, and I forgot I muted myself in the span of 2 whole seconds. So that's record timing.
Nice.
Hello, we have with us the beautiful, amazing, stupendous Catastrophe. Hi.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late.
You're not late. We were chatting. We were busy chatting about a certain topic we all know about, and we got distracted. So it's fine. We're still looting the ship. But yes. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I ran out of phone credit, so I couldn't actually listen into the stream before I got here. So I don't know exactly what happened.
Oh no, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Nothing happened. They're still searching. So people just did some rolls to see what they found. Meanwhile, Callahan is, I believe you were collecting heads. Was that it?
Is there a less morbid way to phrase that? Out of curiosity, or do I
No.
have to go with collecting heads?
Yes, because that is exactly what you're doing.
Awesome, yeah, grand, like an absolute another hoodlum.
Yes.
So sorry, I know we discussed this last week,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot. The secret head. I need all of them or just the heads?
No, you just need the heads. You only need the heads to communicate with them.
Of course, it's not a mouth and can't be undead. Isn't that wild though, guys? Like, does anyone want to talk about that? How we can just it's just the head that's the important part.
Yes, because the head has the mouth.
That's true enough. You know what, man? You got me there.
Yeah. All right. So I will say this. Yoho, you do see as Callahan is literally collecting the heads of the decapitated Oni and just carrying them to Saya's ship. Appropriate response.
Yeah.
All right. So, going back to the looting. Meanwhile, by the way, I just want to say Saya is she has a barrel with some what appears to be some type of oil that she is spreading about the ship, preparing to set it on fire. As for the other ones doing the investigation, first of all, Edward, you're looking about for important, unusual items. Most of the Oni seem to have just normal equipment. They have fairly mundane and some of it actually poorly made. It's like they were issued just the standard equipment, and anything else is brought by them, but nothing else really stands out. But you do, as one would expect, when you go check up on the body of Toyotomi, the commanding officer of this ship, you discover two things. First of all, his sword. It is a huge katana. It's basically a great sword. It has this long blade, but also a very long hilt, white hilt, and several inscriptions along the first few inches of the blade. You immediately recognize that if this isn't magical, it will at least be of an incredibly good quality. Inches. Anyway, and this is my mod, guys. This is my mod. This is one of my mods. Yes.
Okay, I'm collecting that katana, by the way.
Okay, you're collecting that katana. You also
Can you write the name of Toyotoma?
Toyotomi.
T-Y? Toyotomi.
Toyotomi. Yes.
Okay.
It's for now. You know it as Toyotomi's katana. What else? You also find this. You just glance at it and you almost missed it. But underneath Toyotomi's armor, there's a gap where he was cut, and you do see that underneath the armor, there's this medallion with. It's basically a jade medallion with a red crystal, a very small red crystal in the middle. It looks valuable just from a glance. It looks very valuable.
Take it.
All right. Aside from that, in terms of weapons and armors, you don't really see anything else in particular that stands out. You do know that the ballista that are on the ship are very well made and very destructive, as you have noticed, but they're also attached to the ship, so you have to do a lot of working to take it off and carry them to Saya's ship.
Yeah, not good at that.
Yeah. So that's your role. Oshio. So Amaris is searching around, and most of what Emrys finds is below deck. There's extra weapons. There's a lot of rations for an extended trip for this many Oni. So, and they do eat a lot. Second of all, once you go below deck, you do see the damage that Saya has caused, as you see several dead bodies down below. But in general, you're fine. You do find a crate, though. And, well, one specific crate. As you open it, it says something in Oni that you do not understand. But once you open it, you see it has several bottles with a clearish, bluish clear liquid that seems almost like jelly inside it. You don't know what it does, but you do see that it contains 10 of these flasks.
Okay. Emrys will, these flasks are like just I can pick one up. They're not very big, are they?
Oh yeah, no, they're let's see, they're about apple size, like small apple size.
Emrys will just take one then. Emrys is also going to take some of the rations, specifically any of the, this is Onigashima food, right? So they probably have some interesting food according to Emrys.
They mostly have meat, like dried meats.
Interesting meats then.
You do actually see some meats. You're not sure where they came from, so possibly
take those.
Okay.
Yeah, and Emrys just brings those up onto deck alongside the bottle and looks for Demir.
Okay. I will also add with that roll, while you're searching around, you actually manage to collectively find from different Oni. You find, let's see, 250 gold pieces.
Oh.
And 100 silver pieces. You will note they look different from the coins in the mainland. They have this square shaped, and they have.
Should I note them differently?
No.
I have 250.
They all have the an Oni brand on them, but you do recognize that the weight is mostly similar. And as long as the weight is similar, most people will take the coins. So it's perfectly fine to just add them all together. It's just flavor. Like, you have Oni coins now.
Okay, cool. How much was it?
I believe it was 250 and 100 silver.
Gold?
Yes.
250 gold, 100 silver. Cool.
Yes.
Emrys pockets that.
Yes, and you also have one of the bottles. You didn't carry the whole crate, right? Just one of the bottles.
No, I don't think Emrys can carry the whole crate. Just
no, Emrys can. Just not. Well, keep in mind you're doing several trips, so you can carry the whole crate. It's not a big crate. It's a box.
Before deciding whether to carry everything, Emrys is taking just one bottle up to Demir.
Okay, that's fine. And as you get to Demir is inspecting some paperwork that Demir has found. All written in Oni, as expected.
To read.
Yes, he is, in fact, a nerd. A huge nerd, some would say. But Demir, first of all, you find the main thing that pops out at you is a map of the southern coast of Onigashima, which includes several islands. There, you do know that to the south and southeastern side of Onigashima, there's hundreds of small islands. Most of them are uninhabited, but you do find a map that seems fairly accurate. for this region. That it's actually the same region that you're going to. You're looking through, and you do see there's some routes for patrolling that the ship is supposed to be taking. Some coordinates that the ship is supposed to be going for. You do realize that this ship was mostly patrolling the area, but you also find there's a message hidden away in a stack of papers, where there's an order. There's news that a human vessel was spotted coming from the east recently. According to this message, it says a few days ago. You just don't know how old the message is. And that all vessels in the area are to search for this human vessel.
Probably yes. We came from the east, right? Or
no, you actually came from the west.
oh, okay.
The northwest side.
Okay. I got my geography wrong then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a human vessel coming in from the east. What is to the east of Onigashima?
Woolgate.
Okay. Wait, so we were coming in from the northwest?
Yes. Saya basically, because Onigashima is south of the mainland. So Saya came down south, and then she started to go around the western edge of Onigashima to get to the southern side of Onigashima, which is where you gave her the coordinates for your destination.
Okay, gotcha. For some reason I thought we were okay. Yeah, for some reason I thought Onigashima was north. But okay. So
no. It's south. It's south.
Okay, so different. It's a different human ship. That's all it just says. Just that there's a human ship.
Yes.
That was possibly sighted.
Yes,
okay.
A human ship that was sighted, and it's supposed to be. The orders were to find and apprehend it.
Okay. Anything else of note?
Nothing really of note that you can find.
Okay. So the pieces of paper aren't like written with solid gold ink that's worth like 10,000 platinum.
Now that you mention it, no. But while you're doing that, you do see Edward and Emeris both appear at the same time carrying stuff and looking at you with the please senpai, show us the way kind of looks.
Demir knows this look, and Demir's just gonna say, once we're off and have finished our business, I will tend to this.
Oh, well, this, I just wanted to know whether you knew what this was. And Emrys shows the strange liquid in the glass.
Would Nabir know what that is?
Namir, do you have alchemist proficiency with alchemist tools?
I do not.
Okay. Roll an intelligence, but it's going to be a high roll that you're going to need.
Okay. No disadvantage, just straight intelligence.
No, just straight intelligence. The DC is just increased.
Okay, gotcha.
Damn. Okay. You immediately recognize it. This is alchemist's fire. This is basically Greek fire. You throw it at someone, and the moment the bottle breaks, it ignites into flames and just burns a certain area around it. It's very, very, very painful, especially when you hit someone, because unless people pat themselves down, water won't actually put this out. It'll actually get worse. So unless you're either putting yourself out with dirt and rolling and whatnot, it's gonna keep burning you for a while.
Oh, that's his alchemist's fire. Throwing it at someone or something will cause the area to immediately engulf in flames, and it's very, very painful and difficult to put out. Simply dousing oneself in water wouldn't do anything. You'd have to basically suffocate the flames in different means, such as, rolling around on the dirt or something similar. It's like a mini
In other words,
fireball, if you will.
It's valuable and powerful. We should.
Yes.
There was a whole crate of it. We should bring it aboard.
Yes, that would be very smart indeed. I can help you with that transportation.
Thank you. I'll show you where it is. And Emery shows where
Only
it is.
strength.
Yeah. So you carry it to the ship. So you now have 10 bottles of Alchemist Fire.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll add that to my inventory.
Nice.
As Emery leaves, as if standing in line, Edward takes 2 steps forward. to the mirror.
If this is for an identification,
Yeah.
like I said, this will take me some time. So once we are off the ship and can go about our business of disposing of the ship, I can take 10 minutes and I can look at it.
Okay. Did you find anything good?
There was I found a map of this area, as well as the patrol route this ship was supposed to take, as well as a missive that there was a human ship coming in from the east towards Onigashima from presumably Woolgate, and that patrol ships were to apprehend the ship on site.
From Woolgate? Oh.
Presumably.
I have a pretty solid idea of who they might be.
You do?
Yeah, the cannibals. They were
I
in
thought
Woolgate when me and Brom fought them. So it's likely that they came from there.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Grand, you said that we would know that this was like in the past few days that this was spotted, or like could only assume?
It only said a few days ago. You can't really tell how old the message was.
Oh, okay. Okay. I misunderstood. I thought there was like a date or something like that on it. That could very well be it. I don't know how old the message is, and so it could very well be from back then.
Yeah. We're getting closer. Alright. Well, if you need help carrying anything, just ask. I'm gonna chill.
Okay.
See ya.
Will do.
Okay. In the meantime, as this is happening, Callahan, you carry the heads to Saya's ship, and what do you wish to do with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Maybe I'll take one over to Saya's ship. I think that might be a little bit presumptuous. Keep the Oni with the with our bodies, I suppose. But if I could just bring them over to maybe a corner of the ship where I'm kind of left alone.
Okay. You can, definitely. You do see Saya is spreading oil everywhere, so she will set the ship on fire eventually, but until then.
Yeah, no, that's grand. Yeah, I suppose this is kind of happening when everyone else is doing their own thing.
Yep.
Could I cast Speak with Dead? I'm going to be casting once at 3rd and once on 4th level. I don't think there's a difference.
No, there's no difference. Basically, if you cast it twice, it'll allow you to speak with 2 heads.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be asking the same questions to both.
Okay.
So the first, so it's 3 questions.
I believe it's 5 questions. Yes, it is 5 questions.
I'll take your word on it. My It's been a long day at work, so my
No,
It is
no,
five,
it is 5. It is 5.
it's
Yes.
my reading comprehension skills are failing me now, boys. No, but that's kind of, yeah. So that's a lot more. Okay, that helps. So I suppose my first question is kind of like if they have any family they'd like me to pass any wishes or words onto.
The first head, which is the one that was crying about having his son being born recently before he was executed. The second to last one, who was executed. You see the head is still in a horrified position, and then suddenly seems to almost come to life. Yes, my son. Please give my belongings. Tomo Igakure. That's what you hear from the first head. The other head is the last one that was decapitated, the one that cursed all of you, and he just immediately replies, "No."
Okay.
All right, you have 4 more questions for each.
How best, or I'm gonna ask like, are there any prayers I can give for the crew? Don't tell me like, listen, we're probably gonna burn your ship. So
Yeah.
is there any like words or like, well, what's like the best custom here?
The one that got decapitated last, he just immediately starts going, "I curse you. You." The second one just says, "Deliver our bodies. Deliver our bodies."
You can just nod down and just come let the spell end. Unless there's no more questions, no one sees us do that. Sorry, I'm munching on nuts again. Just,
Get those nuts out your mouth.
oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm such a fiend. I've got a big bag of them here.
It's fine. So,
Does anyone ever see this or want to like throw in any questions, or is it okay just to end it here?
I believe Kyoho is the only one that would be paying attention to what you're doing. The other ones are still searching for stuff. So if Kyoho wishes to intercede, that's fine. Otherwise, we can end it. Seth? No, he said he'll be right back.
BRB, you did, you know.
Yeah.
I mixed, yeah. You know, I saw the BRB. And, yeah.
All right, so
I'm glad someone else also missed that. 'Cause I was just thinking, I was like, yeah.
I missed it as well. So it's fine. Once he's back, I can ask him again and retroactively.
Otherwise, yeah, if there's nothing else, like if Kyo mutters anything, I'd say Callum will be able to pick it up with his boost in perceptiveness, but
Yes.
otherwise we'll just leave it as is, and he'll just end the spell.
Okay.
Maybe help like Emrys carry things over, Red.
Sure. You can help Emrys with the meats that.
Emrys is carrying meats and bottles of Molotov cocktails.
Essentially, yes.
As one would.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so you carry that, and
Yeah, I keep quiet. I suppose that's kind of the main thing. Callan is like, uncharacteristically quiet, but he's kind of like being helpful and being busy. If you know what I
Okay.
mean, to no one would be like, "Oh, he's not chatting because he's upset. He's not chatting because he's got a bunch of meats in his. He's got a big box of meat."
Nah, he just has a lot of nuts in his mouth. It's fine.
That's me. Yeah, no, that's Dusk. That's Sarcastic. That's delusional.
All right. So you do that, and once you're done carrying all the stuff back and forth, Saya lights up a torch, and very unceremoniously, she throws the torch on deck and jumps back to her ship. She cuts the rope that is connecting the two ships, and as they begin to drift apart, the other ship catches ablaze very quickly and very strongly until it begins to sink with all the bodies that were up on deck being first immolated and then cast into the depths. Yes, it casts Bane on you automatically, yes. But, yes, so you all begin, as the ship begins to drift away, you all see as the other ship is destroyed and gone. I don't know if Demir is back. All right.
Well, in the meantime,
yeah.
Emrys will go and find Sarah.
Saya.
I don't know why I called her Sarah. Saya. I was thinking of a Genshin Impact character, that's why.
Of course you were.
Yeah. Emrys goes to find Saya, just with one of the bottles. Would this be safe to keep on the ship, or would you prefer it to be kept elsewhere?
She looks at the bottles. What even is that?
It's called Alchemist's Fire.
Oh, I know what it is. It's fine as long as you don't break any bottles. That will. It will set fire to the ship, but as long as you're careful with it.
Yes.
Keep it in the crate.
We have a backpack of holding.
Or that.
Yeah. Well, Emrys doesn't want to put it in the backpack of holding and then it jostle around and just set everything inside on fire.
That's
even though that's not really how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah. But yeah, Emrys. What was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought.
Well, she's.
Emrys also kind of. I also brought food for the journey. From their ship.
All right. Put it below deck, with the rest of the food.
Emrys does exactly that, mostly with the help of Demir.
Okay. Demir. Unless first of all, Kyoho, you back? Sev does not appear to be back. So, Demir, you have some time if you want to do the inspections.
Okay, so since I was gone, so what's going on right now? Are we?
Oh, the ship. Yeah, you're leaving. You're leaving. The ship is burning, and you're leaving.
Not our ship. Their ship is burning. Just to be clear.
Yes.
And so I'm guessing. Okay, so. And what's Saya doing right now? Saya having this conversation with Emrys, or Saya?
Saya was having this conversation with Emrys, and Saya is also at the helm.
Demir is going to approach Saya then once Saya's Amherst is done talking to Saya, and he's going to prostrate himself in a bow, on all fours, basically,
Uh-huh.
and say, "I greatly apologize. I did not mean for any of this to happen and for you to be inconvenienced and be forced to attack. I did not feel that my status would ever become of an issue, and once it did, I was fully prepared to take responsibility for my own state and give myself up and seek alternate methods of escaping myself via magical means or otherwise. And I never intended for you to get dragged into my affairs and to suffer the consequences for it. I am deeply sorry."
Well, next time, consider letting us know if you have a plan.
I was afraid did not know if they might be able to overhear us or any of the sort, but yes, I will make sure that does not happen again.
Also, and you see her pinch the bridge of her nose as she takes a deep breath. A bit of advice, since you are the one that usually travels with friends, and she seems to point to the others with her chin. Even if something seems like it might not be a problem, it might be good to let everyone know either way, because it might become a problem.
Heed your wisdom, and thank you.
She gives you a nod.
And Amir will get up and go on to identify that item for Edward.
All right. While the identification is going on, just a quick sidetrack. Kyoho, you did see that Callahan was using Speak with Ed with the heads, and do you wish to also participate in that? Because Callahan was giving you the option to join in if you also wish to ask something.
No, she would be as far away from it as possible.
Okay. So I just assume she's on Saya's ship the whole time then. This is fine.
Yoho is trying to not think about what she had just done.
Yes, that's very, very understandable. Very understandable. But now the ship is burned down and sunk, and you're on your way. Identification is cast, and what do you start with? The sword or the pendant?
Sorry, I was muted. Whichever one Edward wants me to do first.
The pendant.
Okay. Okay, the pendant you identify as a periapt of proof against poison.
Useless.
All right, so basically,
Useless.
while wearing it, you're immune to poisons and a poison condition.
Just pray to Dharman.
Sure. I don't think lay on hands actually works on poisons, does it?
I think it does.
With 5, you can cure diseases and poisons. Yeah. So, well,
and condition.
yeah. No, it's just
Yeah.
you can cure diseases.
Okay, I was thinking of restoration.
Yeah, no, that's lesser restoration. But yeah, you can with lay on hands, but not everyone has lay on hands. So, but yes.
Of course they do.
So you recognize this Demir as a pendant. Which roll a history? You and Kyoho,
All right.
actually, both of you.
No, so I've just had a BRB. Is it attunement or is it just? Oh God, I'm rolling terribly.
I did not check. It is not attunement, no. Just put it on and you're good. Kyoho?
So I've had to BRB, like
Oh.
right as you said.
Oh,
The
okay.
roll.
So,
2 seconds before.
oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm imagining Kyoho just keeps like falling asleep, standing up.
Nah, Kyoho's just zoning out, which
Very
is
lost in thoughts.
yeah, which is understandable. But yeah, so you well, that's all the information you get from the Periap of proof against poison.
Okay.
So
Is it a purple
what is it?
periapt?
No, it's green with a red gem.
Yeah. Ignore the description that's on there. I give another description.
Yeah, this is probably most useful for our. Well, I mean, it's kind of useful for everyone, but because poison is what disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah. Plus, poison hurts.
Oh, true. Yeah. So I'm saying like, but
Yeah.
probably good for one of our. Though I think monks become immune to poison, so
They become immune to disease, I think.
essentially, purity of body immune to disease and poison.
Oh, there we go. So both the frontliners are
Well, Killer doesn't have that yet, at least, but hey, we can figure out who wants it later. I'll
yet.
just-
All right.
So now on to the sword then.
Okay. You identify the sword. It's called the Zambato.
The what?
Zambato. I'll write it up. Don't worry. And first of all, it's a +1 sword, and it's a beast slaying sword. So, as you can see, it deals an additional 3d6 points of damage every time it hits a beast.
Okay, question. Does Edward count as a beast?
No.
Aren't all humans just animals in some way?
Does what's in my pants count as a beast?
Oh my god!
I'd have
Take this man out.
I'd have to find it, but it's been very hard so far. But no, basically any creature that has the beast type will take an additional 3d6 points of damage from being hit every time. It's not just once per turn, it's every time it gets hit by the sword. You deal your damage plus 3d6. And keep in mind, if you crit, you deal 6d6 additional points of damage as well.
All right. Your hands it back to Edward.
Yeah. Basically, if you do recall, Demir, that this it's not Zampakto. Shut up. This is, but you do recall, Demir. Toyotomi was called the Horse Beheader, and he gained his fame from basically dismounting samurai by cutting off the horses' heads. This is likely what helped him achieve that, because horses are beasts. So basically, it's really good at cutting up horses.
Edward
All right.
pushes it back to the mirror. I don't want this near my horse. Okay. So the mirror, have it. It's only.
Give it to Kiyoho, like then.
I don't trust Kyo in my horse.
You trust a man who's never swung a sword in I don't know how many years is with it?
Yes, Demir, there comes a time where your magic won't do, pardon my common, shit against anything. So here, have it.
Demir takes the sword, fully intending to give it to Kyoho later, but it doesn't say that. He just takes it.
That's fair. That's very fair. Okay. I'm just imagining Edward keeping the sword, and as he's riding his horse, it suddenly slides off the scabbard and hits the horse, and just with just a slight nick, and just kills the horse.
Critical hit.
Yeah.
A smite. Why not? It's a crit.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Demir, you're now carrying the sword. As for additional magical items, you didn't find anything else. So that's about it in terms of magic.
Edward will keep the pendant for now, as I realized that divine health does not make you immune to poison.
No, just disease.
Just disease, yeah.
Oh, it's
For
not so useless now, is it?
Edward does not admit it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I
I like to imagine that Edward was also about to pawn the pendant back onto Namir as well, and then stopped and was like, "You know what? You get the sword. I'll take the useless pendant. I'll just wear it as an accessory."
It's pretty, maybe, Catherine will be impressed. I'll give it to Catherine.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't
Okay.
forget. Or, die.
Okay. But do you put it on though? Just so I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
You can just put it on. It's not attunement, so
Yeah, it just.
not that you have a lot of stuff that requires attunement.
Just one, I think.
Yeah. But yes. Believe Sev is not back yet, so we'll deal with that once he's back. So in the meantime, final question: anything else you wish to do for the immediate future, like as your ship is sailing away?
Edward will try to approach Callahan
Mm-hmm. Okay.
if he's willing.
Callahan.
Yes. Callan is, no, he's pretty quiet. He's pretty quiet. Just, he's probably just eating at the moment, or just kind of keeping himself busy.
Okay. So, Callahan, you're awfully quiet.
I'm not a particularly loud guy.
Yes, you are.
Granted, yeah, I mean, look, man, we all saw me. I'm sure there's no questions as to how I kind of felt about that exact scene there.
But you do understand why we had to do it, right?
I do. I'm sure, like, I can see the reasoning to it. I know it didn't happen out of nowhere, but look, doesn't mean that I'm happy about it, right?
I know. I understand. Just if you want to talk about it, if you want to, whatever. I'm here. Okay.
I appreciate it, man. We're coming up to this island. I was overhearing a little bit there. Is this island we're going to? Does this has ties to the cannibals?
The cannibals. Yeah.
You gonna be okay with that, or is that something you'd like to address?
No, I'm full aware that we all might die and prepared to die, as long as we take them all. They can't continue. You understand? You understand me, Callahan?
I get you, man. Kind of like takes his hand out for like a bro clasp.
Yeah.
Anything it takes, we'll take him down, alright?
Anything.
No matter how many times we get down, or you get knocked down, I'll be there to pick you back up, alright, man?
I appreciate it, and that's a beautiful feeling and all, but I don't think you understand what they're capable of.
Other than the fact that they probably eat people,
Children, mainly, yes.
I'm sure those fucking idiots have no idea what's about to come to them. You're not the same guy that we picked up out of a random cave in God knows where. Which is kind of dawning on me as a very strange place to meet a close friend of mine, but listen, that's what you are. And those little fucking buffoons have no fucking idea how much rage I'm holding inside me right now. So if we see any, you point them out, we're gonna bury them.
Thanks, Galahad.
Oh yeah, stop crying. You crying. I'm gonna cry.
If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
Stop, man. You wearing your helmet, bro. Like, I don't have a helmet.
No, bro. It's, when you meet a bro, and I don't know. Yeah, that's... Everyone hugs Galahad and just cries.
Aw, yeah, fucking big embrace, man. Big embrace. We're gonna cry it out. We're gonna cry it like men do.
Damn right.
Hell, fuck yeah.
Tears and snot and slobber everywhere. Yeah, it's the medliest cries, but it's kind of a beautiful sight. The two bros hugging it out, having a good cry because they're bros. Beautiful. In the meantime, the rest of the party is just to the side, watching. And yeah.
I imagine that we're like kind of halfway behind a door, just heads peeking out, just one on top of the other. You know what I mean?
No, I'm kind of imagining Amorous doing the chopper. Just instead of hiding behind the door, Amorous is just in front of the door, just pretending,
Yeah.
just thinking they're very, very well hidden. Nah, that's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. All right, so unless there's anything else you wish to talk about with each other, I am going to fully assume that Kyoho is just processing and just staying quiet in case when Sev returns, if you wish to talk with him or talk with Kyoho, we can do that then. So the ship continues on with its travels. 2 days, no, sorry, a day and a half goes by, and there is a call as Saya calls for you, Demir, the one with the information, the one that knows stuff. She calls.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Demir would have also shared the what he had found, his missive, like the documents of Saya. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Oh, all right.
So that she's aware and like is in the know.
All right. She does tell you it's unlikely that it's our ship. We weren't spotted by anyone, so this is likely another ship, which is odd that a human ship, a human vessel, is in these waters. But if they haven't been sunk yet, I don't know what they're doing. I doubt they're heading towards the island itself. But either way, then she stops. And I doubt it might be a prisoner ship as well. and Demir, you do know this. A lot of the human slaves on Onigashima are prisoners from Woolgate that are sentenced to exile in Onigashima. So from time to time, the human ships are actually allowed. A human ship, a human prison vessel, is actually allowed inside the waters of Onigashima, and they are allowed to dump the humans on the beach so they can then be hunted by Oni and taken prisoner. Otherwise, human vessels are just, mostly destroyed or captured, and people are taken prisoner because it happens, especially with stray ships. But she does say that it's unlikely that it's one of those ships. So I don't know what it might be, but this map does help. Contains more information than the one I have. I'll be taking this one.
He just nods.
And she just rolls it up, and but then she pockets. Once she pockets the map, she turns to you. Those coordinates you gave me, are you sure they're correct?
Fairly certain, unless yes.
Hmm.
Those were the coordinates that we were given by Natasha and what's
Yes.
his name, right? Yep.
Fabus, yeah. Fabus basically, from what you understand, Fabus just basically calculated the coordinates based on where the signature came from. She gives you a nod. That's troubling then. Now that we're getting closer, I'm starting to realize where the coordinates are actually leading us to. You know, there's a lot of different uninhabited islands around this area.
Right.
However, if my thinking is correct, judging by these coordinates, this is going to take you to the Misty Islands. That might be a problem.
What are the Misty Islands?
Demir, you can roll a history check. Oni history! Yay!
God, I've been rolling.
Yeah, your rolls today are suffering.
Could I buy RB a hero point just for a little bit of that Callahan look?
Of course you can. Go ahead and buy the hero point.
Yeah, thanks, Dusk. I'm gonna roll one just for you, buddy.
Just for you.
Just roll a 30, bro. It's not that hard.
Technically impossible, but I'll try.
Impossible is just a word. Oh my god! Wow!
I think I owe him money now or something now. Like, did I just lose a bet?
Nice.
No, I think RB
man,
owes
alright,
you 2,000 points.
I gotta leave. I gotta go buy lottery tickets.
Yeah.
For predicting that.
God damn. That is amazing.
I never downloaded this.
Demir
I've never
still
seen
asks
this many
what the
episodes.
Misty Islands are.
Yeah, because Demir asks that because Demir has no idea what the Misty Islands are. She says, Misty Islands, ever since I've been sailing, and for centuries at least before, there's an area around some of the islands near this location where they're basically just covered in mist, and the mist doesn't move, and anything that goes inside the mist doesn't leave. And judging by the coordinates you gave me, the place you're heading to is smack dab in the middle of that mist.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, and I can take you to the edge of the mist, and you actually hear her. Everyone starts hearing her because she's speaking louder as she's explaining this. And she said, I can take you to the edge of the mist, which should be hopefully close enough to the shore, but I can't go inside. I'm not going to risk not being able to leave.
I understand.
But you do realize for hundreds of years, ships have been going inside there and not returning.
I do.
What the hell are you planning on doing there?
Killing some motherfuckers.
We are avenging some lost comrade of our friend here, as well as a threat we have a vested interest in.
If they're inside the mists, they're no longer a threat to anyone outside.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
We believe they have magical capabilities that could perhaps cause them to cause issues, even if they are, regardless of their location. I never said that we were making a smart decision.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's fine. Tell you what. And you see her lean against the helm as she's still speaking loud enough for everyone to hear. I'll drop you off by the edge of the mists. I'll wait a few minutes to see if you come out. If you don't, I have business in Onigashima. I'll go there. It might take a couple of days, and then I'll return. And I'll wait. And if you're not back, I'm gonna leave.
I understand. We have magical means. We will do our best to keep you updated. And if you don't hear from us, well,
You can message me?
go ahead and assume the worst. Yes, telepathically. So if you, well, assuming it even works inside of these mists, as far as we know, we could enter and perhaps run a test, but if
You
it's the
mentioned-
case, then
I'm just going to interrupt. Sorry, you mentioned that Sai was speaking loud enough for everyone on the boat to
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
second ago.
Yeah, she
so
is.
Emrys could, hear this conversation, right?
Yeah, everyone can hear the conversation, yes.
Saya just hears a voice inside her head. We can indeed message you telepathically.
She perks up, then you see her look towards you, and then you just hear
Emrys just like peeking around through a door.
yeah, and you just hear because she can communicate back to you, right?
Yeah.
You just hear inside your head, "Great, never do that again, little one." Unless it's very, very important.
Emrys gives a thumbs up and then
the mere not hearing, the mere not knowing any of this is going on is saying, once we are there and inside the mist, we can try and run a test to see if there's not some sort of supernatural blocking of this ability, and hopefully in that case that will just provide a means of communication, and if not, then your original plan will work. Yes.
All right. So be it. We'll be there by tomorrow morning. So rest up, prepare, do whatever you need to do. I'll keep watch tonight.
Thank you.
She gives a nod. By the way, Demir, do you go to Kyoho because of the sword? Now that our
Demir ran
illustrious
up the sword to
Sev
Kyoho.
is back. Welcome back, Sev. Hope everything is okay.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Okay.
I just, I got some prep for the stuff that's happening soon, and
Perfectly
coming
fine.
in at last minute, and they called me to double check some details, and that took a little bit.
Perfectly fine. So you do see Kyoho, Demir approaching you, like hugging this massive great sword katana that Toyotomi used to beat the shit out of you and him and Edward actually. So he's just carrying it over to you.
Edward does not want this, and you're the only one who uses weapons such as this.
Is there anything special about it?
Yeah, it's in roll 20. It's it basically does extra damage to beasts, and it's +1. And Demir would explain this.
Yes. Well, actually, Demir going well. Actually. Actually. Yes. So basically, it's called the real name of the sword. The Zambato translates to horse slayer. So there you go.
Player is checking some stuff real quick.
Yeah. It is a great sword, though. So
Yes, which means I can't make it a Kensei weapon.
which means you can't make it a Kensei weapon.
I'm not quite sure how I would wield this. It's quite different than blades I'm used to.
Does that mean you don't want it either?
Effectively, yes.
Oh. Okay. Demir stuck with this great sword. No one wants.
Actually, let me. Okay.
Well, Saya wants it.
You hear Saya? If no one wants it, I'll take it.
Demir. If no one objects, Demir will hand it over to Saya.
She points to Kyoho. You killed him, so by all rights, you get to choose.
That is correct, but as I said, I would not have much use of it myself. I am not as skilled with blades that large.
Yeah, it's very unwieldy, isn't it? Still,
Yes.
could be useful. And she grabs it and draws it, and you see her swing a little bit. It's clearly much heavier than what she's usually used to using, but if nobody wants it, I can take it.
Alrighty then.
Demir just doesn't want to carry around a big ass sword. He doesn't care. He takes it.
All right. So Saya keeps the Zambato. You see her take it below deck and puts it somewhere there. And then, yeah. Anything else you wish to discuss? Callahan is still. Oh yes, you missed. You missed a bro moment between Callahan and Edward, which was very sweet.
Both of them they're probably drinking right now.
Yeah.
Just crying.
Yeah, just drinking and crying.
Sure. Yeah.
that sounds roughly how I imagine the eventual meetup with myself and Spire are gonna go. Just crying and
Flying and drinking.
I'm just hard drinking, yeah.
Hey, that's how I met him the last time. No, I'm kidding.
I
Close.
didn't cry.
Yeah, no, we just did the drinking. But yes, so unless Kyoho,
Crying
Yeah.
and or drinking.
Yes.
Kyoho will probably spend some of the time that she's not asleep tonight out with Saya on watch. And
okay.
she's going to break out that bottle she got.
Ooh, okay. Do you offer it to Saya?
I offer to share it.
Okay, yeah, to share with Saya.
Yes. I need to deal with what happened earlier today.
She gives you a nod. Well, as my master used to say, good drinking usually leads to bad thinking, but what the hell? She takes the bottle, gives it. Actually, no, she actually goes get some sake cups. She does have those, and she sits on the edge of the ship, and she fills up your sake cups. You understand why I had to do that, right?
I understand why you had to do that, but still, it's not something that I think will ever sit well with me.
Yeah. I didn't particularly enjoy it, gotta say. She just downs her drink. She looks at you. Hey, can you tell me something?
Go ahead and ask.
She puts her hand on the sword. How was he? You know, before. You know. Before you got the sword.
Player question.
Yeah.
What exact time frame is she asking about?
Oh, she is basically asking for how was he when you Mamoru, when like the owner of the sword, not she's not talking about the new sword. She's talking about Mamoru's sword.
Yeah.
She's asking how basically she's asking how did he look?
How did he look?
Yeah.
He did not seem in the best of condition. He was seemingly a dead man walking.
You hear her just click her tongue. She fills up another cup and then fills your cup. It was a tough fight even then, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Right. All right, stand up. And she gets up, puts down the cup.
Joe will stand up.
All right. Are you a traditionalist when it comes to sword styles?
Player question.
Yes.
What would that mean?
Oh, basically the notion that you can only learn your sword style and nothing outside of that sword style. That's the traditional. Those are the traditionalists. Your father was a traditionalist, but your brother definitely not. Definitely not.
While I would like to be, I'm not certain that that is a luxury I am able to keep.
Do you want to learn?
If you're willing to teach me.
She kicks you in the gut, just really hard.
Ugh.
All right, try to catch me. She starts just skipping back. She doesn't draw her sword. She just takes a skip back.
All right.
All right. So do roll an attack roll, please.
Okay, just a flat attack roll, no bonus?
Yes, no bonus.
All right, I will use my unarmed strike macro.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, do an. There we go. It's better that way. Just do an unarmed strike.
All right. I had to refresh
All
roll
right.
20 because it had decided to disconnect me.
Oh. Right. So you attempt to hit her, and as you're hit her, try to catch her, you reach out with your hand, and it looks like you almost hit. You grab her, but when you notice, she sidesteps you, and she is right behind you, and she's actually just hitting you in the chin and trips you over, and you stumble forward and nearly hit your face on the railing. She goes, again.
All right. Roll again.
All right. Ooh. You go to grab her, and this time, as she goes to do the same move, you catch her by surprise by turning way earlier than she was expecting, and you grab her barely grab her by her collar, and she gives you a nod. Well, your reflexes are good. All right, and she raises her hand, puts her hand on your hand, then immediately kicks you again, knocking you down. All right, it's gonna be a long night for you. Let's go.
All right.
I want you to roll. For you, it would be a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw.
Is Edward within 10 feet of me?
No.
Take your time with ask.
We cut to Edward, and he's just snoring below
I
deck.
don't know. He could be 10 feet below me, below deck.
Yeah, but he's unconscious.
Don't count.
But he's unconscious. Aha.
Ah,
But it's 20. Okay. You have learned a new technique.
gasp.
Yes. Let me just check real quick. Just the straight definition. Where is it? There we go. So, you have learned the Shukushi technique that you actually seen her and Mamoru use.
Yeah.
It's that movement technique. So it's basically you can once per long rest for now. You can basically roll a d8 while you're moving and add that to your AC until your next turn. So you have to move. You actually have to move. But as part of your movement, you can roll a d8 and you add that to your AC.
All right.
Actually,
that has been added.
you know what? You know what? No, I'm changing it a little bit. You can use 2 key points to activate this ability. So you can use it how many times you want, but you have to use 2 key points.
All right.
So at the very least, you always add 1 AC to whenever you use this ability. But you might gain a lot of AC, might not. It depends on what you roll. But yes, so basically you learn this technique.
No, 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 no.
Na 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 na. All right. She does tell you by the end. This technique, the first thing he taught me, it's one of the main techniques of our school. So
Nod.
if you're going to use it in front of other traditionalists, I'd be very careful.
I understand.
But I hope it helps.
I hope it helps as well.
And then she takes the bottle and she says, and I'm keeping this. And she goes back to the helm to drink the rest of the bottle herself.
All right.
Like, fuck you, I gave you a technique, let me keep the bottle. But yes, so with that done, morning comes.
Hold on, some point.
Okay, okay.
Demir's also wanting to do something, I guess, during this time.
Do the thing, Demir.
Demir is going to seek out Imris.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Imris, may I have a word with you?
Yes, of course. Emrys was, by the way, Emrys was in the middle of drawing some kind of magic ritual circle on the floor.
Of course they were. Of course.
I've been doing a lot of thinking since our experience with the ownership, and speaking of Saya afterwards about how, we were not able to, I was not able to properly convey my potential plans with her, or really it's something we all struggle with, just in situations where we want to be silent, but we still want to communicate with one another. I know that, for instance, I have a cantrip that can enable telepathic communication, and for you, that seems to be just some power that you have, but still, albeit still one magical in nature. And the limitations of both of these methods, of course, is that they can only be between 2 people. You can only set this up with one individual and army as well, and one-way communication that could be very cumbersome in an actual battle situation where you might want to share information with us. I've recently finished group. I guess perfecting, not really perfecting. I finished studying these 2 spells that I've been working on for some time now, and I think I'm ready to. I'm looking for other possible spells to work on, perhaps some of a higher caliber. And I was hoping for your assistance in this matter. I think if the 2 of us could work together, we could find a way to amplify the magic that controls your telepathic abilities. Perhaps find a way that we could all share our thoughts with one another for, even if it's just a limited amount of time. It could be something that would be very, very useful in our future endeavors. But as I said, not very knowledgeable on such magic, such telepathy. So I was hoping you could assist me with this matter.
I think this sounds like an excellent idea, Demir. In fact, this is, as you can likely imagine, this is something that I've been working on myself for some time. It's difficult. Forging a connection between two minds is relatively simple. Simply imagine sending mail between a giver and a receiver. There's a simple sender and a simple receiver. It's quite straightforward. It's only two-way, but with multiple minds involved, it can become confused, difficult to interpret, difficult to tune to all of the minds correctly so that all can understand one another. But perhaps,
yes,
I agree. Perhaps working on it myself is, rather than simply toiling away on my own, I could, as you say, we could find a solution together.
Yes, I think that would be good. Because as you said, trying to get multiple people to be able to communicate with each other all at the same time and the same method, I mean, it's very, very complicated. Would, if not done correctly, it could cause quite a bit of discord among everyone. But if you've already been looking into this, then I feel that perhaps with some time we can figure out a solution.
Yes, I was actually. You may have noticed Emira's kind of gestures to the magic circle on the floor. I was actually going to summon our friend, the what did we call him? Jeff? I forgot what we called him.
Did we give him a name?
I think
It's something
so.
along the lines of Jeff.
Yeah.
He's Jeff.
Jeffrey. Just.
I was going to summon Jeffrey, and as you're likely aware, as well as you have experienced, his abilities are somewhat intrusive regarding mental communication, but I was hoping to see if I could perhaps glean something from that. Though, well, I was also looking for a distraction after what happened today.
I understand. I think that yes, I think that there's many different. Like I said, between you and your and Jeffrey, as well as me and my familiar, I've learned to summon. There's many different forms of methods of telepathic communication, and I think working on something together would be very welcome, and perhaps we can come up with something, and hopefully, if nothing more, it'll just be a nice academic endeavor for passing some
I
time.
see. Yes. Thank you for coming to me with this, Demir. I'm excited to work with you.
Yes, I am with you, Emerus.
All right. So, do you? I assume you both go to sleep. Well, complete the circle.
Yeah. When Emmer said they wanted to summon the being again, Demir took a step backwards.
Keep in mind, Emrys, it's very cramped below deck. So
Emrys is like on the cusp of doing so, and anyone who's like half asleep might hear these kind of horrible whispers start to sound, but then they decide against it. Demir said that he'd work with Emrys with it, so Emrys decides, let's wait until let's do this with Demir.
Yes, the powers are too mighty for this small vessel to withstand.
Yes.
Of course. It makes complete sense. All right, so you go to sleep. Kyoho, do you actually sleep? Actually, no. With all the training, you won't be able to sleep. So roll a Constitution saving throw, Kyoho.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Can I be within 10 feet of this?
No. He's sleepy. Okay, you barely pass. The DC starts at 10, as you probably know. So you don't sleep the next night. It keeps getting harder. But yes, you've gone nights without sleeping, and this night was very hard. You trained the whole night, so it was very tough. You're in the morning. You have bruises, lots of bruises, because Saya did not hold back. She kicked you several times, and she has those clogs, Japanese style clogs. They're like the wooden ones that really hurt. Yeah, she kicked you a few times, so you have bruises. Your body is sore. It hurts to move at times, but you know a new technique, so fuck it. But yeah, morning comes, and as everyone gets up on deck, you all see something that takes you a little bit aback as you watch past the ship. There's a few yards of water, and then just a wall of mist, the thickest fog that you've ever seen, thicker than even when the ghost ship attacked, and it just seems to span for what seems to be miles. And Saya, who's at the helm, she just points towards it. Well, there you go. Whatever you're looking for is in the middle of that thing.
Fun.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
Demir, you mentioned your familiar.
Yes, I could very well try and send him out to scout. Or her, I never really asked. Demir will conjure his familiar.
mm-hmm.
It's the first time he's actually used it besides when he casted it.
All right.
I don't remember what he summoned. What familiar was it? Was it an owl?
It's an owl.
Yeah, it's an owl. So you summon your owl as it just appears on your shoulder, just looking at you, staring with blank eyes.
I'm basically gonna
It
instruct
has
it
like
to-
the same eyes as Demir.
I like to imagine the owl is wearing glasses, like the same little, like just tiny glasses.
Yeah, the tiny glasses just sitting on the
yes.
beak. They don't do anything. It's perfect. And it has this little bow tie as well. It's very cute. It's very cute.
Out of all the different owl familiars that could have heeded Demir's calling, this one was like, no, this one's mine. Destiny. Demir's basically going to instruct the familiar to go out into the mist and basically scout ahead and come back.
Okay. So your familiar flies into the mist, and you maintain connection. Are you seeing through its eyes, or just letting it fly and?
I want to see through its eyes.
Okay. So you see through its eyes, and you see as this wall of mist begins to approach, and then you're suddenly engulfed by the mist, and the connection is broken.
All right, and I did give it the instruction, the instructions to come back.
Yep.
After heading into the mist. But that's
You
it.
wait. You wait for a couple of minutes. It does not come back.
It seems that my familiar was dissipated upon entering the mist.
Perhaps we could try. Do we have any string? What if we tied string to its leg, let it fly in, and then pulled it back?
If
Emrys looks very proud of this idea.
I'm not sure that will necessarily work. I would also have to prepare it again, because Damir's gonna try and conjure the familiar again, very much expecting it will fail.
Okay, so you try to conjure the familiar normally, like without casting the actual spell, and nothing happens.
Well, just killed my owl. That is not exactly an option. If given time, I can try casting again, but I feel that it's just going to be the same reaction. Like I said, it seemed to have dissipated the moment it entered the mist, which means
You could re-conjure your owl and ask it what happened.
certainly try. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the spell prepared?
It's ritual, is it not? Or no, that one isn't ritual. I'd have to.
No, it is I think it is a ritual. But do you have? Oh, do you have the material components for a new familiar?
Yeah, I should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sit down and you begin to cast the ritual again to summon the owl, and there's something weird as you try to summon the same spirit. There's something blocking the summon of that spirit.
Almost as if once it goes in the mist, it can't come out.
You can assume whatever you want. You just know that you're trying to summon that specific spirit. You can't. You can, however, summon another spirit if you want. But you do know it's going to be a different spirit.
Okay, can I choose to cease trying to summon it, or would like the spell and the components?
It feels like your connection to that other familiar has been severed completely. So,
I'm sorry. I'm just talking from a mechanic standpoint. Like, can I just basically once I realize I'm not going to be during the ritual? Once I realize I'm not.
Oh, you can cancel the spell. Yeah.
Okay, then Damir will just stop. He just won't try and summon another one. It seems I cannot conjure the same spirit again. It's quite possible that it is still present, but is just inside the mist and unable to, well, at least unable to be summoned in the same means. At least, I mean, I don't know if that means it can't return, or if it is simply the fact that it's still on this plane. If it is unable to be summoned in such a way, I don't know.
Damir, I'll try with my horse as well.
Are you certain about that?
Yeah.
Would your horse not sink? It can't fly or swim. Or can it swim?
Right. No, horses can swim. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I'm a complete idiot.
Horses can swim.
Can?
Yes.
Sure?
I mean, how still is the sea?
I do still have this ring of water walking.
Horses
Yes, because horses have wonderful fingers that you can slide the
Yeah.
ring into.
Piercing will pierce it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think there's no telling of what will happen if once we enter. Although we do know that there are people going on their business inside of theirs. It's not as if we will just simply cease to exist. So I honestly think our best option would just be to, without any sort of divination spells of looking into it, I think we can just, only real option is to dive on in.
Indeed. Preferably not literally dive, though. Sire, is there a boat we could use, or just...
Ah, yes, of course. As you can see, I have plenty of lifeboats, and she points at all the lifeboats she doesn't have.
Right.
You know, Saya, there was a nice way of saying that.
I know.
Dick.
Oh, I am at least able to give some of us, well, at least two people, the ability to fly temporarily. And
How far from here would be the nearest land, or ideally the island we wish to get to?
No idea. Because as I've told you before, nobody that's gone inside has come outside. There's no information about what it looks like inside.
Well, we have the specific coordinates. How far would that be from our current location?
No, well, it just gives you from what I can gather, it's somewhere in a few miles away from here.
That's at least possible to reach, well, by foot if we were to walk on the water, which we can do.
You can walk
Assuming
on
the
water.
seas don't get too... Well, yes.
Well, I know I and Kyoho can walk on water. Well, you. She
Well,
looks at the heavily armored Edward, then she looks at Kyoho.
question: so Kyo is only able to walk on water through the ring, right?
As of right now, correct.
Okay, that's right.
I'm not high enough level to get can do that for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saya can because Saya's a badass, but
Yep. So what?
Oh, I have water walk prepared.
Oh, you did. That's how we did it before. I was trying to think. I was like, how did we do this before?
Sorry, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have. I was just thinking. I was like, yeah, it's not crazy. I was like, I wonder if I can use my spell. I forgot it's ritual. Yeah, I can do up to 10 willing creatures.
I will say
okay.
I will also say this. It's early enough in the morning that you can prepare a new set of spells if you wish right now. So that is up to you.
All right, time to prepare my spells. I'm done.
Yeah. Time to prepare my spells. I'm done.
Sorcerers and monks can shut the fuck up.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a warlock.
Ah, yes, of course. Sorcerers, monks, and warlocks can shut the fuck up. But yes, if you want to prepare new spells, you can also prepare new spells. In the meantime, well, if you wanna, if you don't want to, Callahan, you can cast Water Walk, because apparently you have it prepared.
Oh, I always have it prepared, bro.
No?
Ever since that one time in the cave, I've always just had it.
Well, it was useful, yeah. And it seems to be useful
one
again.
time.
Well,
Yeah,
two
no,
times.
Exactly. I'm always happy. I'm trying to think of like what else we could use to kind of like is there a good detect creature that's gonna beat our ass spell?
The most I can do is I can try and I could try and use my arcane eye to go in, but that could very well be, I would imagine, a similar situation to the
Are there any
familiar.
remove? So there's fog, right?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement. There's fog. Fog. You guys might be able to help me. Fog is water. Am I right in saying that? It's like a watery.
Yes.
sort of-
It's cloud basically, but
Ocean
Yeah,
level.
I remember an episode of Avatar where they were like, "Yeah, it's all water and shit."
Yeah.
If I cast,
that's where you learned it.
You cast water
Thanks,
walking.
Avatar.
Can we walk on the fog?
No.
because if I do destroy water, could I just destroy the fog? Like 10 gallons of fog, like that's gone.
You can
Actually,
definitely try.
Whoosh.
I will say this: you see fog for miles, but you can definitely try.
Can Callan make like a Arcana check? He's really shit at it, so like.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure. You can.
The high roll should be a little bit of honesty here.
Go ahead.
There you go.
There we go. Callahan. In this moment, when Callahan rolls a 0, in this moment, Callahan thinks, yeah, I might be able to actually destroy the whole mist with my spell. It might
I
work.
read in the Book of Maul, fog is just water. I could totally pull this off.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
should be 10 gallons. The whole miles of
Fog
mist.
kill.
If Callan could accurately measure
I mean, you know,
gallon,
like,
that's impressive.
as a gas, it will like take up way more space. So if we were to condense it down to water, maybe it would be 10 gallons.
Okay, scientist. What are you planning to do?
No, it wouldn't be 10 gallons. It would be way more. But I'm just doing Demir logic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so do you teach science? Like, do you know the answer to these questions? I don't know.
I do teach some science.
Okay, can you like answer the science on this and help me out?
Jesus fucking Christ. What are you planning to do then?
I guess
actually, what
water
I'm-
walk it, and then Callan's gonna try and destroy the fog.
Well, what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to figure out a way to I'm just trying to find another spell to grab.
Well,
I mean,
To yeah, you know what I mean. The thing. To like no, don't worry, I found one here. Yeah, no worries, yeah. I'm gonna ritual cast water walk.
okay. So you
I'm
cast.
gonna select the squad plus is Jerry is with us right now, is he?
No. No.
Alright.
You'd be
Jerry,
feeling
this
it.
one. If Demir, if you want your owl, he can water walk too.
I was gone.
he disappeared into the mist.
He disappeared into the
I never
mist.
saw him again.
You can give it to Saya if you want.
No, yeah, obviously, yeah, Sai is of course included. So like,
Sure.
all, like the crew is all good. So we're all just gonna walk into this mist.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is
like
a
I said,
terrible plan.
Demir can cast one other. He can cast a 4th level spell. Thanks to try and see if a different means of trying to peer in, but he has no idea if he'll just dissipate or not.
Well, there's only one way to find out if it's magical mist. Can I cast destroy water?
You can walk up to it and try, yes.
Oh, I don't want to walk with this thing.
Well, first of all,
Oh, sorry, no, I can't.
you
No, what am I
can't.
talking about? Literally, the spell actually says, alternatively, you destroy fog. What the?
So yes, you
Literally,
can.
I wrote it down. You alternatively, you destroy fog.
Yes, it is an ability that spell provides.
I absolutely thought to myself, I was like, shit, I rolled a 0. It must not work. Why am I like? I'm actually like, this is bananas. Yeah, I'm casting this thing.
Yes.
Blast this boy apart.
Okay, so you see Callahan jump out of the boat and land on top of the water as his feet begin to light up with this almost bluish energy around his feet as he begins to walk on water, like it's your very own Jesus Christ. And he approaches this massive wall of mist. He puts his hand towards the mist. God, it looks like Crocs. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And it destroys 10 gallons of water or 30 foot of fog, right? Okay, so are you trying to destroy 30 foot deep or 30 foot high? Like,
Is it a radius or a cone?
I'd say
it's a 3-foot cube.
I'd say it's a cube. Yeah. Okay. So you try to destroy it.
30-foot cube.
Okay. So Callahan, is everyone with Callahan, or are you staying on the ship?
Demir will
I'll be on
follow.
the ship.
Oh my god, someone is actually following me out here.
Yeah, that's
I apologize for the
Demir will follow in case he needs to use some magic jujitsu to
Okay.
bail Callahan out.
Who else is
Everyone's
with
all following
Callahan?
because Demir is
Okay.
following.
Okay.
Sheep.
Edward.
No, Emra's made the decision completely on their own.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Your friend walked on water to the dangerous fog, would you?
Okay. Edward, you following?
Yes.
Okay. Kyoho, are you following or just staying on the ship?
Sure, I guess I can walk on water without magic because I've got a magic item.
Yes.
So if they start dying, I can just throw them back onto the boat.
There we go. Okay. So, you're all behind Callahan as he begins to cast Destroy Water. And as he focuses his energy, suddenly the fog begins to fade in front of him. This 30-foot cube of fog completely vanishes. And then you see this opening into this large wall of fog. There's actually an opening, and you do see the other side. It doesn't seem to be that deep that the fog goes. It's almost like a literal wall. And what you see on the other side is several yards of water, and then you see a beach with several trees. It seems to be almost a jungle, and you see a hill. Everything seems to be a little bit unfocused for some reason, but you do see an island, and then the fog begins to replace the missing pieces and fills up that hole just a few seconds later.
I guess we destroy it and then sprint.
Hurry through.
And Demir will look back to Sai and says, once we're on the other side, we'll try and communicate with you telepathically. So if you don't hear anything, just assume it doesn't work.
Emrys forges a telepathic link with Saya.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking of using sending, but
Wait. Why isn't the over-leveled character coming with us?
Because she doesn't want to.
Basically,
Yeah, that's fair.
this isn't her mission.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, you got me there. No, so let's go. Let's walk through this death trap.
so Callahan's gonna destroy it again, and we're gonna just sprint on through.
Yeah. How? I mean, it's not very far. It's only 30 foot, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
ish.
like we should be able
Yeah.
to easily
Yeah, we can
clear
just. Then yeah.
All right. What level is create water?
it. 1.
It's only level 1.
It's only level 1. Oh.
I'm smacking this
spell.
fog apart.
And if you wanted, you cast it at higher levels. You could destroy more fog.
More fog,
basically,
yeah.
but
You can
already said it
destroy more
pierced.
fog. Yes. The 30 feet did seem to pierce. Yes.
What's the width of the fog, or the full 30 feet?
The
I mean,
width.
30 by 30. It's a 30 by 30 foot
Yeah.
cube.
Yeah. You
so-
destroy a cube. So
I think he's asking how much of like the fog.
It's
How much did the fog take up?
thickness. Like how thick is the fog?
it seems to be, from what you saw from that glance, about 30 foot thick. Yes.
Convenient.
Yeah.
30 feet thick. Gotcha.
Yeah. 30 feet thick. Yes. Also, thunders. Don't menace my players with the points. That's mean. All right. So, are you going to use destroy water again?
Why? Haven't I already cleared a path through?
No, because it returned. So you destroyed it, and the void of fog was replaced with more fog.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get what you mean.
It only stayed there for a few seconds.
That's why we have to run once
Yeah.
run through, even though there's plenty of space and time for us to get through, basically, because we can clear that within, assuming it's there for 3 seconds by sprinting.
Yeah, you do know you can run through it. All right. So Callahan again puts his hand on the mist, and it opens a path. You all dash through it, I assume. And as you all run through this hole in the mist, you get closer and closer to this. It's not distorted. That's not the word I'm looking for. This blurry image of the island, and suddenly it goes from blurry to clear as you reach the other end of the fog. And I want everyone to roll me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh.
I'm close.
How do we get any
+2?
+2 from
Right?
Edward?
Yeah, you're very close to Edward. Good job.
Can I use Could I use the hero point if that's alright?
Yeah,
Of course
I
you
think
can.
I might also
I'm gonna use
hero
my
point
hero
this
point.
up.
Please, sir.
Please, sir, can I have another?
Oh shit! I'm buying myself a hero point. I'm sorry.
I'll go with that.
I'm not going down like this.
You have one more hero point that you can buy.
What of Kyoho or Callahan? Oh, Callahan.
All right. All right.
Oh my god! So that's 12.
Yep. So,
Okay. So let's see. So that's a 14, a 22. No, a 16. No, sorry. That's a 22. That's a 9. That's a 16. That's a 23. And Callahan's was a 12. Yes.
Wow.
All right. So you go through. You reach the other side. You have this. All of you feel this chill up your spine for a moment. And then you're fine. In fact, Demir, you see your owl flying around, and he begins to reach you and land on your shoulder. And you do feel the link connect again.
Demir is very happy, and calls out like Soren, and starts nuzzling his little beak,
And
so
he
glad
pets
you're
you.
all right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll let you go home. Demir dismisses him.
And it vanishes. In the meantime, Emerus, you feel your link with Saya broken.
It seems that this wall of fog is obstructing the link I forged with Saya. I'm not sure
Could
we'll be
we-
able to contact her.
Could we try and cast ascending if perhaps it's not? I just don't know if this fog necessarily blocks magicals, or if it just affects, or if it simply just disables them upon passing, or, like I said, any sort of psychic link or bond. It could be possible that magic can still go through, especially since we were able to ascertain information upon the cannibals here. I mean, anyone have something prepared? As we talked about.
Yes, I will.
I knew I forgot something.
Emrys focuses for a second and attempts to send a sending.
Okay. What is your message?
The message is
Yes.
Right, that's 4 words.
Sire, the message is we reached the other side of the fog. There is an island. You can reply to this message.
Okay. You send that message. You hear no reply.
Emrys just kind of looks at the others. I have reason to believe it is blocked.
And
She's
I
blocked
suppose,
me. Damn.
then I suppose we have. Are we still at the is the fog extend to land, or is it still
No.
water?
There's still yards of several yards of water, and as you're doing this, Callahan, because of your ungodly passive perception, you actually notice something.
Yeah, bro, we got you. Well, what's my perception tell me?
I didn't tell you to roll, but sure.
You didn't need to. I've got you. Don't worry, man.
You actually see in the distance. You actually heard something. You heard a shout, several shouts in the distance, and you actually see in the distance. There's this hill on the sand. It's very barely visible. For most of you, for Callahan, you do see it, but it's far away enough that even your vision can't see every little detail. But there seems to be a struggle going on as you do see several figures locked in at least combat or something of the sort. You hear lots of shouting. And something big it seems to be happening on the beach.
Well, it's not knowing about any of this. You're just gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Well, there is a. I suppose our only method to try and contact Sai is to dispel a section of fog wherever we are and cast a sending within that 6 seconds.
At least that allows us a method to contact her at all.
Should we try and dispel the fog just to let her know?
Wait, guys. Hold that thought, Demir. I hear something.
Yes, that's me speaking, Callahan.
No, I think there's a fight happening between a number of people over on the beach, at least 38 degrees northwest.
Not sure what that even means, but can it not wait until we figure out if we should be contacting Saya to let him know?
Based my perception, do I know if we can let it wait, or is this one of the sort of fights that have a bit of a...
That's not something you can see with your perception. You just see there's a fight.
I mean, it's a fight. Like, we're not a part of the fight. There's no pressing need for us to get
I'm just telling you what you see.
Well, I can't really dispel shit, so do you want me to just kind of
I mean, do we think it's worth you trying to destroy the fog once more, just to let Saya know of the situation and that to still come back when she was originally planning to, but otherwise we will try and find a different way to contact her.
My worry there is that actually, yeah, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna destroy the fog and like bloop.
Okay, so you destroy the fog. What do you do as he does this?
I don't know what Emerson's psychic things are. How far were we away? basically from
The
where
ship
Sai
was
would've
too.
been?
The ship was too far. The ship was too far for Emrys to establish the psychic link, but Emrys can use. Well, there's message. I think it should reach, and sending definitely reaches
Okay, so
from how far she was.
message will reach.
Yes.
Okay, then Demir will cast message and basically say, "It seems like this fog blocks our magical abilities. Still, come back a few days when you were originally planning. We'll see if there's another way to communicate with you in the meantime."
Okay. The fog closes, and you don't hear a reply.
Well, we can only hope that it actually made it through, and
Based on what we know, I assume it did.
at least I don't really want to test it, but it's possible if this just negates magic. It's quite possible if we walked through it, our water walking would be disabled, so it should have worked. But maybe there was some other aspected force, and the fog is mostly just cosmetic. I don't know, but either way, Sai should continue on with our original plan, which means we have a few days to take care of business.
All right. So, what do y'all do?
Callahan, you said you heard someone. Should we investigate?
Let's go, guys. And Callan like leads the charge forward.
Okay. So you start walking on the water towards the island with Callahan at the helm.
Should I send my owl out scouting
Yes.
again, or
Yes.
Okay. So you send your owl. How many feet can you see through the owl?
well, Demir can't really unless we're wanting to just
limit to it,
wait.
isn't there?
Yeah. So basically, what it is that I can psychically communicate with it 100 feet. I think that's the same for still looking through the vision, but basically, I don't have my senses. If
Oh, yeah. You basically do not have your vision and I think it's just vision,
yeah,
right?
so
No, vision and hearing.
I'm deaf and blind.
Yeah. So you'd have to grab someone's hand. Yes.
Emrys takes Demir's hand and
Aw.
leads him. I know.
Okay. And so Demir then have his owl basically be like 100 feet in front of him up in the sky, like at a diagonal, and
Okay.
be
So
guided around while seeing through the eyes and ears.
as you start getting closer and closer, you start hearing the sounds of battle, and you start to hear "Roar!" and clanking of metal and loud thuds and almost like an explosion. Not really. You don't see any smoke, but it just something incredibly heavy impacting something else. And as your owl flies overhead, and Callahan, as you approach, from your vantage point, Callahan, what you see is one large red-skinned Oni and two smaller ones charging towards the large hill. They, from what you can see, they seem to have. They seem to be wearing pelts, tiger striped pelts, and they have these large clubs. They seem, even the smaller ones seem like as big or bigger than Demir, and they are very aggressive. On the hill, you and the owl both notice something. Fighting on the hill against these Oni or green-skinned individuals. You see archers. You see, from your vantage point, Callahan, you see basically a couple of archers. There's this large rock. The side facing the ocean is basically just rocks. You don't know how the others are climbing the hill, but they seem to be climbing on the other side. So you don't actually see the battle. You just see little bits of the battle that spill out into the beach. But you do manage to see some green-skinned individuals.
There's goblins here.
Guys, there are a lot of goblins here.
So much for this being easy. Relatively so.
Between the Oni and the
Maybe we
goblins.
should keep
Yeah.
our distance. I think that alerting anyone to our presence here is non-ideal.
How many Oni are there and how many goblins are there?
Well,
How many goblins and how many Oni are there?
Callahan, you can't see because of the hill. It's basically covering. It's difficult to see numbers.
You're telling me he can't see through the hill with his perception?
No, but for you, Demir, for you yourself to be able to see, you'd have to be within 100 feet of your owl. If you wanna risk getting that close, you can. I assume you're gonna have
I'll
to
send
roll
out
it.
the owl and basically have it come back.
Okay.
The scout from up high.
Okay, so the owl goes over. You see it start to swirl around. And it begins to fly back towards you. And you hear in your head, because you can communicate with the owl,
So cool.
there's a lot of them. There's several archers of the green-skinned archers on the hill. There's a lot of armored greenskins going protecting the hill, and there's a group of very, very large Oni. I counted about 10 to 12 Oni. And there's a lot more, probably 24 or more of
Is
the
there
greenskins.
In total, roughly like 2 to 1.
There seems to be more than double the greenskins than the Oni.
Samir will relay this to everyone, and once again, emphasize, I think we should keep our distance. I think keeping a low profile as much as possible, and finding where this ruin is, and
By the way,
doing our
he
business to
landed between your horns and is resting there. By the way, what's the owl's name?
Soren.
Soren, yeah.
Demir, isn't there a chance that the place we're looking for is where the green skins are coming?
I think it's very likely. I just don't. Again, I don't think going head on into this fight
No.
where there's Oni that are outnumbered, Oni that may not even be friendly towards us, and not to mention the fact that as soon as they know that there's some individuals here, they'll be on the lookout for, a third party, basically. I think that we should basically keep a distance and continue, get off water to maybe get into safety, and then
Oh, by the way,
Begin some scouting
Soren does tell you that from what he understood, the Oni are attacking the hill where the goblins are. So the Oni are the ones that are outnumbered, but they are the attackers.
the goblins are in a defensive position.
Yeah.
like I said, it's possible that that's where the ruins or the entrance is. I mean, I don't really have any. I feel being out here, of course, is not very safe, especially since spells only last so long. But simply diving into this battle, into this foray, there's absolutely no benefit to be gained from it.
Anyway, everyone roll me stealth, please. Since you're out there, just standing there, having this conversation, we want to see how well you're hiding yourselves.
Oh
Messi,
boy.
can you roll for me? 'Cause
Good thing I'm good at
outside.
that.
Oh. Edward.
God damn it.
Edward has disadvantage because Edward.
And it's a +2, I think, because I have proficiency.
Yeah, I have your sheet, man.
Okay.
Okay, you rolled an 8, an 8 and a 9, so
Pretty good.
pretty good. Yes,
To be
pretty
fair, we
good.
shouldn't be really stealthy for just kind of like standing out in the middle of the water.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, since you're just standing there in the middle of the water, I want to see how well hidden you are. I'm not telling you how easy you are to spot. Just, you know. Plus, there's some really great rolls there. I can see top-notch rolling. But yes, continue, please.
Yeah, I got a 17.
Yeah, if like I said, I think we should try and keep our distance. You know, if I could at least make some of us invisible, and to make things easier if we're trying to keep as low profile as possible. But there's no reason we should get anywhere close to this action.
These actually help us. They are thinning out their numbers.
I agree. It is helpful, and perhaps why I believe that if we are able to go undetected, we can use that to our advantage. But I also don't.
I agree.
I think we should at least get to move on now. There's no good in just being out here while waiting for this spell to expire, and we should find some land and some cover.
Edward starts going.
Okay. So you're going giving the battle a wide berth. Is that what you're planning on doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start going to the right, away from the hill, and you starts trying to go towards the beach. And as you get closer and closer, all of you start seeing the battle. And as you get to the beach itself, you actually see you're fairly far away from the battle. You're keeping a large distance, and you see that there are in fact several Oni that are fighting their way up a hill. You do see a rain of arrows, just so many arrows that are coming down on the Oni. From the looks of things, Callahan, since you're the one who sees this a lot better, from the looks of things, it seems like the overwhelming amount of arrows are what are actually thinning out the Oni numbers. Lots and lots of Oni are being cut down by a large amount of arrows, while the goblin soldiers, the armored ones, are pretty much keeping the Oni from reaching the top of the hill where the arrows are coming from. Seems very strategic and very well-made battle plans for the goblins at this point. Although the Oni, they do have two big guys that are doing some damage, but yeah.
This is all within like our normal eyesight, basically. Like,
yeah, Callahan sees more details. The rest of you are seeing more,
okay, but presumably, if they were to look our way, they would see us as well.
Yeah, depending on how well hit. Actually, since you reach the beach again, roll another stealth. Just you know.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna cast invisibility at 4th level.
Okay.
Who do we think are the 3 people that need to be invisible the most?
Well,
Real
I
bad.
have proficiency in stealth.
I think you and Callahan are the best off at stealth, right?
Well,
Looking at those numbers.
Edward definitely is noisy with the armor, so
Clank, clank.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it at I'll do Edward, Emerson, myself.
Okay, so Edward, you roll normally. I'm gonna roll for you.
It's okay. I could roll.
Okay, so you roll normally. Emerus, you roll with advantage. Demir, you roll with advantage as well. Callahan and Kyoho, you roll normally, and you do see your friends vanishing.
Refresh.
Hey,
roll
I
one.
finally roll well. God.
There you go. There you go.
all roll
Look at those rolls. There you go.
Ah,
And roll 20 is not
Counting.
refreshing.
Not refreshing. Ooh.
There we go.
There we go.
Load then.
Okay, so clearly, as is expected, the ones that are using invisibility are very well hidden, and the other ones are trying their best. But you go into some sand dunes, and for the most part, everyone seems to be very focused on the battle, so nobody is actually looking your way. So you seem to be in the clear as you see this battle unfold. What do you wish to do? What do you wish to say? What do you wish to well, do now?
We're sneaking.
So, yeah, I guess we should just continue sneaking in a wide berth to just get
Well,
kind of further away from this.
there's basically there's the coast, and then there's just jungle after that.
I think it's
Jungle.
worth trying to go into the jungle. I mean, we were definitely out in the open, so to speak, in here. I mean, I can take 10 minutes to conjure my dome at any time, but that it would not be a permanent solution. I can also send my familiar Soren back out to see if they get a better view of the situation and what they're defending, although that takes some risk in and of itself.
I honestly say we should start like shooting down these goblins. Like we have like tons of spells.
But we don't even know if these Oni are going. Well, they very well. Let me be honest. They're not going to be very friendly towards us. They are definitely taking an offensive position. There's no guarantee we could even necessarily turn the battles. I mean, I'm not sure what the point is of bringing ourselves into the middle of this. It would be different. This is not a situation like with the Pathfinders where we had an agreed upon plan of attack. I mean, here we are. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, would the Oni not be very like? Would the Oni not be very, you know?
Presumably, these are Oni from Onigashima. Have you? I know you speak Oni. Have you dealt with Oni from Onigashima before, Callahan? And large military, beyond the ones that we just encountered, and were very clear that they would tolerate no human presence and are very violent. And
You're a pleasant enough guy. I mean, like, I think we get along really well. I'm sure if someone saved us, you'd be like, hey, thanks.
again, individuals, not a group. Who knows why they're attacking? Who knows why they're here? If they will view us as other people to strike down, there's no There's no real way of knowing.
I
That's my
think
issue.
they don't even speak Oni. Remember, this island has been shut out for centuries, and
Yes.
Fabius did say that Oni were meant to kill the goblins, right? So I think these are those original Oni that didn't quite develop into civilization.
We don't necessarily, we can't tell that for certain though, because we do know that there are ships that go into the fog and simply don't return. Obviously, there's a method in, as we determined to find familiar. We have no ways of knowing if this is, like you said, Oni who are native to the island or simply ones that shipwrecked and their desire to seek proper ground went off and they encountered these goblins and are now attacking because there's no real other option for them. Like I said, we just don't know anything that's going on. So, for me, practically speaking, to simply rush in for a fight, to expend a bunch of our energy to try and get rid of some goblins, not knowing if we'll then have to deal with the Oni afterwards or not, and again, just alerting their presence to us, to a group of individuals with, high-powered spells and abilities. That's not a good thing.
No, listen to me. I'm 100% with you. Just putting it out that I think these Oni are prehistorical, so to speak.
I want to point out that as you're having this conversation, you do see one of the large Oni fall, and you do see the Oni numbers are starting to thin out. Because you're having this conversation, the battle does not stop, right? So, yeah, just pointing that out.
It's a reaction.
Shut up.
Listen, guys, I don't know about you, but I really like to get in there and start helping those poor Oni. I know
The Oni that are attacking the goblins are poor.
Well, they're outnumbered.
They're attacking the goblins. It's very clearly an attack in a defensive position. Who knows what would happen if the Oni stopped attacking, if the goblins would try and pursue them, but it's very clear that the Oni are the aggressors in this case. This is not the goblins attacking an Oni village or settlers or anything of the sort. This is a offensive maneuver that is panning out in favor of the defensive.
All right, in that case, I think we all better start running off then. There's no point in us just sitting here watching these guys go down. I feel as if with those goblins, like, we know what their plans are. Like, they're looking for like world domination or some shit.
Which is why it's important that we are as smart as we can about going about this business to get in there and destroy the gate and deal with the goblin menace. I agree. We should keep our distance, perhaps head into the jungle for some cover and not be just out here in the open and do some scouting.
Right, let's go scout.
So are we going to go head off into the jungle then and get off out of plain view?
Well, the three of you are invisible, so plain view or cover not really important right now. But yeah, you can. Do you all then start heading into the jungle? Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you start heading into the jungle, and as you're getting into the jungle, you do stop seeing this battle, and you stop hearing a lot of the sounds of battle. Then you start hearing drums coming from the battlefield, and the deeper you get, the quieter things start getting. And as you continue on into this thick jungle, That's where we're gonna end the session. Yay!
Knew it.
Because it's almost the midnight thing, and I believe this is a good spot to end.
Damn magic fog.
Damn magic fog, indeed.
I mean, it seems like we might have, dodged a bullet because, we didn't just walk through, and who knows what would happen if we just walked through.
If we didn't, yeah, the mayor's next option was if we didn't have like the whole destroy fog thing, was to try and use his arcane eye to see if it just that dissipated, or if it was simply like if it was like ceasing the magic, which apparently it does, which would have definitely made things difficult. You would have just had to like swim, I guess.
Yeah, the water walk just suddenly stops working. Kyoho just watches everyone dip into the ocean. All right, so I'm gonna find someone to raid, and give me a moment.
How about that session, y'all?
It was
Oh, it was a
good.
good one. It was a good one. Like, it was just kind of nice, but like, there's certain stuff, no combat, which is nice. Kyo got some training in.
Yeah. Do
I
we and
managed to not
Emrys
fall asleep.
have a telepathy date? And
Ah, yes, the date. Yes, indeed.
I'm
Well,
sorry. I have to go. I have class early in the morning, so.
I'm about to raid as well, so it's fine. But yes,
Thank you everyone for the session.
Thank you for the session.
In the chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so we're gonna raid Ginger. She's a friend, and she's doing art, and so let's go. And yeah, thank you so much for the session. That was fun. I like these less action oriented sessions where people get to actually talk and discuss and work through feelings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And have a bro moment, which was pretty nice.
I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
we're gonna go.
Oh, there's something I did want to talk about real quick.
Off stream
Ready?
or on stream?
Off
'Cause
stream.
okay. So I'm just gonna raid. Yeah.
Okay.
So bye everyone. Let's go raid Ginger.
Bye.
Yeah.
bye.